This is how I got my net worth over $150,000 by 23 years old. A few years ago, I had just $1,000 to my name. I got a summer job to start making some money. After my first week of work, I looked at my pay stub and I wasn't happy. I started looking at other ways to make more money online, from internet gurus to surveys online, but the first thing that felt right was seeing the stock market. And when you look up how to make money quick in the stock market, you find gambling. Day trading. So me being young and eager to make some money, I thought I just found a gold mine. Everybody online is telling me I can make thousands of dollars per day just by using the stock market, so I had to learn more. It's basically just a game of people looking at different graphs and different charts, trying to justify if the stock is going to go up or down. But me being my first time investing, I thought this was a good idea. Oh yeah, and please don't do this. So here I was, looking at charts I really didn't understand, and I kept trying to do this until I made some money. The problem was, I actually did make money in my first day trade, and my second, and then I started to get a bit hooked on this process. And then right when the dreams of Ferraris and Lamborghinis came into the picture, my trades started going south. But in the end, I didn't end up making any money and was back where I started. I lost all the money that I had initially made and back to square one. I started looking through different ways that I could properly invest, and I stumbled upon penny stocks. I was surfing the internet for any company that had a very, very small value and was looking to make some kind of groundbreaking discovery or huge profit in the near future. This was companies in tech, mining, pharmaceutical, anything. I split my money a few different ways in some of these companies, and I thought, that's it, I'm done investing for the summer, let's leave it and see what happens. I finished the summer with no money made from investing, but a little bit more money to my name thanks to working. When I went back to college full time, then we had a global pandemic. But lucky for me, I was able to land an internship for that same summer while this global pandemic was ongoing. Started making a little more money this summer, and I thought, wow, it's time for me to invest again. And this was the perfect time considering that the stock market was in the hole. I could cross out those past investment strategies and I could start looking at the bigger picture, just buying stocks that actually are developed and have a future ahead of them. Started taking most of the money I was working at my internship and just pumping it into the stock market like crazy, trying to buy everything I could and just spread my money across all the big companies possible. This turned out to be a pretty big play. All these companies had started to recover from the pandemic, and I also had saved a lot more money from my internship up, and I was in a lot better place financially. When I went back to school for my final year, I started thinking, what is the proper way to invest? You can just buy the S&P 500 ETFs. You don't need to do anything fancy. Buy the ETF, leave it alone. There's all sorts of ETFs in different sectors, but the S&P 500 is a strong one that tends to return around 10% per year. My strategy was I was going to keep about 70% of my portfolio just stuck in the main S&P 500. Then I was also going to buy some ETFs in some other sectors. And for me, I chose tech and finance. And this turned out to be a pretty good strategy. Anytime I received any form of money and I didn't need to save it, I made sure to just put it straight into one of these funds. And I did this for the next couple of years. Once I graduated college, I was able to pump a lot more money into the market. And this just kept on compounding over and over and over again. And across these next few years, I was able to hit new financial goals that I didn't think were possible when I started investing in the market. So after all these fancy attempts of trying to get into the market through day trading and just penny stocks, weird strategies, it ended up being the most simple method that was the most effective. The S&P 500 has a proven track record of on average 10% per year. If you think you can go against the big banks and hedge funds and day trade this, be my guest, but beating 10% a year can be a bit tricky, especially when you don't have as many people or technology at your resource compared to these big firms. In the end, it's all up to what strategy you pick, and for me, coming out of college, I wanted to just make sure that I didn't experience what I did in my first summer investing, just losing money, basically gambling on the market.